y'all, it's Dorothy from PrepInYourStep.com and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is one that I'm super excited for, as many of you are getting ready to move into college or maybe already have and are trying to get adjusted and settled in to college life. I thought that this could be really beneficial for anyone who is maybe starting out freshman year or had never had a roommate before, just to give you some ideas of how to be a really great roommate. No two people live identically, so it is an adjustment no matter how close you and your roommate may be. Maybe you have met her in real life, maybe you just Facebook messaged her. It doesn't really matter as long as you're courteous and follow some of these tips, then hopefully your year will be great and y'all can coexist really well and hopefully become friends too. So I have my laptop with me because I am looking at a blog post I wrote a year ago, and it is just titled How to Be a Great Roommate, and it is to this date one of my most popular posts, so that will definitely be linked below. So if you want to see it and see all of this in writing instead of me just verbalizing it, then be sure to check that out and it'll definitely be linked below. So I am following this post so that the blog post and video kind of correspond and relate to each other. So my first tip, and I have 10 different ones for y'all, is to communicate expectations. By starting out with those expectations just laid out between the two of you, you're a lot more likely to have those expectations become a reality. Beginning communication is crucial if y'all want to both be able to state things that are important to you in this roommate relationship. So be sure to communicate those expectations from the get-go. We do a great thing at Furman, and it's called a roommate contract. So you and your roommate sit down with one of your RAs and y'all both kind of lay out the laws of the land. So you sit there and you're like, well, I'd like our door to be locked. It's not hard to carry a key. Like, I would really appreciate it if all of my belongings were secure in the room. It would just make me feel better about it. So you write that down, you and your roommate agree on it, and then you both sign. So not every school does that, but it would be a great thing to consider. Maybe you are great friends with some girls down the hall that live together, so you kind of mediate their session and they mediate yours, and at the end of it you go get lunch. Like, it's something that can be easy and it doesn't have to be very formal at all. Also, this is a great way to kind of designate like cleaning responsibilities. So say you have a sink in your room, you should really take turns cleaning that so one person doesn't feel responsible for it at all times. Same with like vacuuming, or I don't know, maybe you're particular about what time you go to bed and you want to talk to your roommate about maybe turning off the overhead light and her turning on her lamp light. It's little things like that that you may overlook at times, but you don't want to be passive aggressive at any point in your roommate relationship. So by just confidently laying them out at the beginning, it'll make it so that you can kind of retrace your steps and go back to that without it being some awkward discussion. Number 2, as I kind of talked about in the last tip, is to lock your door. It's really not hard to lock your door. Carrying your key is not a difficult thing either. You'll probably have your car keys with you anyway, so you can just hook those on. Locking your door is just a great way to make sure that nothing gets stolen and no one is to blame for anything. It only takes like 10 seconds to close the door, and it's such an inviting feeling when you unlock the door and open the door for the first time after coming back from class and seeing everything in its place because no one has been there. So it's just a no-brainer. Do it and you won't have to worry about anything getting stolen too. Number 3 is one that could be overlooked if you're not being really conscious about your roommate situation, but you need to make sure to give your roommate alone time in the room. So hopefully this will go both ways because this room is shared, and I'm sure in high school or just at home you were used to being able to retreat to your room for a little bit of alone time and to unwind. So now you don't really have that option because you have a roommate in there with you. So while you can just sit in there together quietly, it's just not the same. So if you consciously give your roommate that alone time, it can be really helpful, and hopefully in return they'll do the same thing. I remember freshman year, I got done with classes a lot earlier than my roommate, so I was in the room a lot more than she was because her classes started later or ended later, and so I would purposely wait to do a workout until she was back in the room, and then I would go so that she had some alone time to just decompress or do whatever she needed to do. Number 4 is respect your roommate's things. You can talk about this in your roommate agreement if you so choose to do one, but don't take things without asking. That's just common courtesy. I think you should lay out whether or not you are sharing stuff in the refrigerator or if things are bought by you and that means they're your individual property. So just deciding that earlier on is going to make things a lot better. Don't borrow her clothes if she's told you not to. It's funny because you can easily text her and be like, hey, I have no shirt to wear, and chances are she'll be like, oh, I have this one that'll look great with that skirt. So if you build a good relationship from the beginning, even if you're not best friends, chances are you'll allow a little bit of give and take. So this is a great way to just respect their things and not overstep boundaries while still kind of working with them on different things and sharing what you would want to be shared. You would hate to go into her closet and just not ask her anything, and it may be her favorite shirt and you grab that and you're wearing it and you see her on campus and she's like, that's my shirt, and you hadn't asked in advance, because there are those pieces that we're a little bit more stingy about. It's just nature of life. So I hope y'all will respect your roommates' things. And if you do need to borrow something, just text them. It's easy. So number 5 is make a roommate agreement. So I know I've talked about it a lot, but it really is so helpful. And if you feel the need to revisit it, then do so. It's not a big deal. It takes maybe 15 minutes max. And it's great if you can find someone to kind of like mediate it if you feel like there's going to be any tension with the decisions. But as long as you're respectful of what they want and they're respectful of what you want, then your needs will be met and hopefully you'll be a good living pair. Number 6, be courteous of their schedule. So college life takes some getting used to. You have a lot more free time than you did in high school, and that free time you may choose to do different things. So maybe your roommate has procrastinated things and hasn't done her homework and it's midnight and you have a big test tomorrow and you're going to bed. That's when your roommate should really be courteous of your schedule, and if you were in that same situation, then hopefully you would be courteous of hers or his. I don't know if I have any guys watching this as well. Turning off the overhead light when it looks like one of you is going to go to sleep is a great way to start that. Turn on your lamp or desk light, and that's a great way to kind of stay in the room and study while someone else wants to sleep. If your roommate has classes later on and you have maybe 8 o'clock classes, then try to be really respectful in the morning and be quiet. Don't like microwave food while they're trying to sleep or turn on the lights. They're just little things that can add up to make it a much better living situation. Also with sleep, if your alarm is going off just consistently, try to turn it off in the first ring. That's so frustrating, especially if this is a day where they can sleep in, if your alarm is just buzzing and you keep pressing snooze. So try to just get up at that first alarm so that you're more awake and more conscious of the noises you're making in the morning. Number 7 is to be clean and clean up after yourself. So dorm rooms are small, and that means if they get messy, it looks like they're 10 times messier than they are. Cleaning things up as you go is a great way to just avoid having to do a big clean every Sunday or whenever you do it, and instead you're just able to like maybe vacuum or dust stuff on that day. I'm kind of a neat freak by nature, and in all honesty, my dorm rooms have always been a lot cleaner than my rooms at home, only because they are so small. So cleaning up after yourself would make sure that you're not leaving stuff in the sink and your roommate doesn't feel responsibility for having to deal with your dirty dishes. Number 8, deal with problems as they arise. There should be no passive aggressiveness between roommates, because that's just asking for anger to build up. And dealing with problems as they arise is just a great way to make sure that problems that are happening have a solution found to them in a good amount of time. So this is a great time to revisit your roommate agreement, or if you haven't done with that and just had a conversation, maybe remind your roommate of a decision y'all have made earlier so that you don't feel angry and you don't maybe go and back talk your roommate, because there's no reason for gossip or drama and you want this living situation to be a really positive one. Number 9, be intentional with your relationship. So maybe you and your roommate aren't best friends, you don't have the same schedule, you don't have the same friend group. That's fine, it's different for everyone. But if you're gonna go to the dining hall and grab lunch and you see that your roommate is just frustrated and studying at her desk, maybe offer to grab her something, or you have dinner plans and she is worried because she doesn't. Ask her to join. Just little things like that will make it so that it seems more of a friendship, not like y'all are just co-inhabitants. You really do want to build a relationship with your roommate because they are your first friend on campus, essentially. Number 10, offer help. So that's kind of similar to the last one, but offering to help them out when they need it is just a great way to kind of form a bond. So if you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out to see what content you really enjoy, and if you are new to my channel and really enjoyed this video, subscribe, because then you'll know when I post new videos. Right now my schedule looks like it's going to be Monday and Thursday, and I have a lot of Saturday videos planned, but as I head back to school, there may be a couple days here and there where I don't have a Saturday video or things are shifted around. So just keep your eyes peeled, and subscribing will let you know in your subscription box when new videos from me are posted. Definitely leave any requests below because that's definitely encouraging. I never know what to film for y'all since I'm so new at this, so any suggestions are always welcome. In the meantime, be sure to check out my blog, which is always linked below, as well as all of my social media, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, what else? I have a Facebook page, my Pinterest, any of those, they're all down below, and I will talk to y'all in my next video. Bye!